This is the old story reported by Yakumo Koizumi. Near Kurosaka Village in Hoki-no-kuni, Tottori Prefecture, at present, there is a fall. I do not know the origin of the name Ghost Waterfall. There is a small shrine called the Daki Daimyojin near the waterfall, and there is a small donation box in front of the shrine. There is a story about this donation box. Long time ago, one cold winter evening, after a day's work, the girls and wives who worked at the hemp dressing station in Kurosaka gathered around the furnace and enjoying telling ghost stories. After more than 10 stories had been told, most of them had become somewhat creepy. Then, with the intention of heightening the eerie feelings, one of the girls suggested, "How about going to that ghost waterfall tonight and see?" Hearing this idea, they all exclaimed and then burst out laughing nervously. One of them said mockingly, "I will give her all the hemp I got tonight." One by one, they said, "Me too, me too." The fourth said, "We all totally agree with that." At that moment, a carpenter's wife named Okatsu Yatsumoto stood up. She was carrying her 2-year-old son wrapped warmly on her back. She said, "Everybody, if you really give me all the hemp you took today, I will go to the waterfall." The offer was greeted with surprise and contempt. However, the offer was so repeated that everyone took it seriously. The hemp catchers said repeatedly that if Okatsu was to go to the ghost waterfall, they would give her enough hemp for that day's visit. One of them said, "But how do we know if Okatsu really went there or not?" One old woman replied, "Well, then, let's ask her to bring the donation box. That will be the best proof." Okatsu said, "I will bring it." Then she ran out of the house with the sleeping child on her back. The night was cold but clear. Okatsu hurried through the deserted streets. The doors of the street were tightly closed because of the extreme cold. Leaving the village, she ran along the lonely road. On either side of the road was a quiet, icy paddy field, and the only light on the road was from the stars. After following the road for about 30 minutes, she turned off onto a narrow road that curved down to the bottom of the cliff. The road got worse and darker as it went on, but she knew better. Soon she could hear the dull rumbling of a waterfall. A little further on, the road became a wide valley where the dull roar became a sudden high-pitched cry. Then, in the darkness in front of her, the waterfall appeared long and dimly lit. Faintly, she saw a shrine and a donation box. She ran up to it and put her hand on it. At that time, suddenly, "Hey, Okatsu," came a warning voice over the roaring water. Okatsu stood still, numbed with fear. "Hey, Okatsu," the voice echoed again, this time more menacing in tone. But Okatsu was a bold woman by nature. Immediately coming to her senses, she snatched up the donation box and ran out. She did not see or hear anything more that frightened her until she reached the street. When she reached there, she stopped and breathed a sigh of relief. Then, without resting, she rushed out and pounded on the door of the hemp exchange in Kurosaka Village. How the wives and the daughters must have been surprised when Okatsu came in, breathless, carrying a donation box. They held their breath and listened to her. They cried out in sympathy when she told them about the voice of someone calling out her name twice from the ghost waterfall. What a woman! What a bold woman! She's worthy of all the hemp we can rise. But Okatsu, said the old woman, The baby must have been very cold. Let's bring him closer to the fire. You must be hungry, said the mother. I'll feed you soon. Poor Okazu, the old woman said as she helped to unwrap the child's coat. Oh, your bag is all wet. Then this assisting old lady shouted in a frightened voice. Oh, there's blood. What fell out of the untied clothes onto the floor was the child's blood-soaked kimono, with only 2 very small feet and 2 very small hands sticking out of it. That was all. The child's head had been ripped off,